Hello beautiful people. My name is Katrin the Pegasus and welcome to my channel. You may have already noticed, but my MIC decided not to work today, and had to use an AI voice generator to narrate this video, so I apologize about that and hope you understand. Secondly, this is a new type of video for me since I have never done a video game walkthrough nor a video with narration before. I literally used the same script for the video, including all my side notes aside from a few things now with the voice generator. So I'm giving this my best shot. My partner suggested I post a video about my builds here in Dreamlight Valley before the Tiana update for a couple different reasons. First, this video will mark exactly 1 year since I started playing Dreamlight Valley, so that's exciting. And secondly, so everyone could see all the work I have done, and if people are interested, she also said I could post a video before every update going forward so you can see how I get new characters, buildings and items. As you're going to see throughout the video, I like to divide my biomes into smaller areas to decorate. This makes things easier for me, especially with my ADHD, because then I can focus on smaller areas to decorate instead of the entire biome. I also only decorate a little bit every day, because I like to think of it like real life, how you can only buy so many things at a time without going broke. This helps so I don't overwhelm myself and kickstart my anxiety. I would love to get feedback from all of you of ways to improve what I already have and how to finish the areas I am still working on. So please leave your ideas in the comments below. I did my best, and since I am playing on the PS4, I have to be careful of the 3000 item limit, which means I can't always decorate the way I want to. Lastly, I got inspiration from other content creators here on YouTube, but I put my own spin on things, so I am not taking their ideas and claiming them as my own. I will let you know when something is inspired by another creator, and post a link to their videos in the description below. Without further ado, let's start the tour. First here, we have my plaza, which is the biome I'm closest to completing. I really like how everything is coming together so far, and I think I have a nice city core vibe going here that works great in the plaza. Right in the center, I have my central park-like area with the friendship statue as my focal point. Ever since I got this statue, it has been the center of my plaza, though the layout has changed significantly over the past year, until I finally settled on the one I have now. This park build I only finished a few days ago, after seeing a video by Nova Nook. It was such a beautiful plaza, and when I saw what they had done in the middle, I knew I wanted to do something similar, and had to tear down my existing build to get what I have now. I am really happy with how it turned out, and think it is not only beautiful, but functional as well. Up in the top left-hand corner towards the sunlit plateau, I have my apartment complex build. The Monsters Inc. apartment was originally part of this area, but it was too crowded, so I removed it and kept the two buildings where Remy, Sully and Mike live. It is a very simple build, and even with the fence there I can get to the mining node. I like what it looks like and think it works well, though I still need to finish decorating the small area next to the two buildings. Moving on to the area in the bottom left, I have what I call my entertainment district, which is where my house and Oswald live. The library has been my player house since I bought the bundle, and I knew ever since it was announced that Oswald was joining the game that I wanted to have his house next to mine. It actually works out rather well with the movie theater and the library being together, because it gives this old-time Y-Town vibe, and I think the buildings work well together. I've also seen a lot of players do this idea of the red carpets with the lights on either side. I just wait for the lights to rotate through Scrooge's store to buy more, so I'm not finished yet. Over in the top right corner, I have an open area where I have all my biome flowers and the mining node. But this area is mostly supposed to be an outdoor sitting area for my restaurant, but I took most of the furniture out, because I want to replace everything with the wrought iron furniture, but I don't have enough yet. So right now I just have the one table to keep the idea there. Then we have my town square build here. It was inspired by J-Girl Games. She did several plaza builds, and when I saw this one I knew I had to build something like it. This is what I came up with. The Ratatouille fountain is the center of it, with the boutique, Scrooge's store, Remy's restaurant, and the French bakery. I love how beautiful the build is and how easy it is to get to all the buildings. I forgot to show these builds earlier, so I had to go back and film them. But here on my left I have a little sitting area with the frozen bench and the Beauty and the Beast water pump. I find it cozy and cute. On the right beside the boutique, where Moana is standing, I have a small sitting area underneath the gazebo. I put all the books there because I like to imagine that the villagers borrow books from Merlin, since his house is the Canon Library in DDV, and my own home, since my first room is a bookstore, and forget to return them while reading here. It just looks more lived in cozy this way. Here we have my peaceful meadow build. From the plaza to Dazzle Beach I built this path. You see, in our house we have this beautiful painting of a park path lined with trees and benches and lamps down the middle. So this is my interpretation of this. I love how pretty it looks, even though it is cut off from the rest of the meadow. It really works for me. It's not completed yet, but I like what I have so far. It is also really funny watching characters come sit down on one bench only to move and sit on another one and then move back again. I see this often, but mostly from Merlin and Elsa. Moving to the right side of the meadow, up in the top by the staircase, I have my flowers and Wall-E garden as a nice decoration piece. I recently had to restart the build on this side, because I had to add in Mulan and Mushufa when they joined the valley. Once we got the Chinese garden walls, I also knew I needed to use them, so I might have to restart the build again to make it work the way I want to. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. Over here I have my little marketplace with Mulan and Goofy stalls overlooking the beach. I like how they look, and it's easy to come and purchase what I need from them with both being here. The last spot on this side of the meadow is basically my crafting area with the cooking, time bending and crafting stations all here. Actually, funny enough, whenever I use the crafting or cooking station, I only see a wall of leaves, because I have the hedges around Wall-E garden. This is so hilarious to me, and I just laugh every time I use either station. As you've probably noticed, I like to use the Japanese maple trees a lot in my builds. This because, for starters, They are the only tree that only takes up one space on the grid, which works well for the item counter. Red is also my favorite color, so I use the trees for that reason. On the left side of the meadow, I don't actually have a whole lot over here, because I honestly don't know how I want to decorate this side. So any ideas would be great. I am currently working on paths around the ponds, so the area doesn't look so empty, but that's still a work in progress. In the left-hand corner here I have Merlin's house, because I really don't know where else to put him, or how to decorate around his house. So I gave him the sword and the stone and the ancient book you get from that one quest, because I think they suit him, which is the same for the clock gear tiles as well. Last thing on this side of the meadow is my Toontown build, where I have Mickey, Minnie, Goofy and Daisy. This build was originally in my plaza, but I didn't like the way it looked, and when I switched to the city core style, they didn't fit there anymore, so I moved them down to the meadow instead. I don't know how I want to finish the build yet, which is why I have left it the way it is now. Next we have my Dazzle Beach build. Like many other players, I started a boardwalk with the wood planks you get from Eternity, but I'm still working on it. Over here in the corner towards the Glade of Trust one have Stit's house. I used the hibiscus bushes to build a little yard area for him, and behind his house, I put all the flowers. I like to imagine that I tasked him to take care of the flowers to help with his badness level, and he happily agreed to take care. Across the bridge here, I have a little market area right beside Moana's house, and like Stitch I used the hibiscus bushes to make her a yard, though I have no idea how to decorate her yard yet. At the end of the dock, I have Donald's house, which has remained here since the start of the game, and I have no plans to move him anytime soon. I want to build him a little sitting area in front of his house, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Right next to Donald, I have Maui's house. I used the shallow water here to place his house, so I can still enter it while keeping it on the water like he wants. On the Skull Rock Island, I have all of the orb pillars, because I think they look good here, and I don't know how else to decorate with them either. I have kept the well where it was at the start, and put Moana's boat next to it. Out on the water I have Ariel's house and Eric's ship, because I think they go together. Lastly, I have Eric's castle. I have had his castle here since I unlocked his character, because I liked how it looks. I gave him his own little area, just like the others. I started lining the beach with the bamboo fence, so I don't have characters running where I don't want them. Like around this tree. Here we have my Forest of Valor build. It's my favorite of all my biomes, and I am so happy with how everything's turning out. I used the rocky terrain, iron fence and the Alice in Wonderland hedges to make this nature park. Over here, after turning right twice, I have my little farmer's market area that I wish I had when that dream snap came up, but I have it now. Over there in the corner you can see all my flowers, and it is funny that I always find Beast, Minnie and Olaf here since they seem to like these flowers more than any other. Across from the market, I have Buzz's campgrounds with his RV. I have had Buzz in the forest since he came to the valley, but this is where I finally got him set up. I like the small area he's in, and it goes well with the nature park theme I have here. The area that started this whole build is here at the top through the park entrance. Like other players, I decided to give Rapunzel her own hideaway, but I built a more estate-like one instead of a jungle-like one. I used the tangled lanterns to light her path, and it's really beautiful seeing them all lit up at night either from the plaza or the sunlit plateau. Right here I'm trying to build a little painting area, but I have yet to get the easel in Scrooge's store, so I haven't been able to finish it. I gave Rapunzel the Lion King pond, because I thought her area needed its own water feature to look more full and natural, and I also gave her the tree with the swing on it, because I just thought it screamed Rapunzel the moment I saw it. I like to imagine with the park entrance that Rapunzel can close the door to keep out people she doesn't want in her space. Mostly Mother Goth Elle, of course, but in reality a person could just climb over the fence if they really wanted to get in. But since this is a game, we're going to ignore that fact. On the other side of the river, I have my little forest town build that was inspired by Nora over at Horrible Gaming. I loved that build so much and decided to use it to create my own. I really like the way it looks so far, even though it's not yet done. Gaston is the only villager living in the town right now since the other two just player houses to actually make it look like a town, and not just Gaston sitting over here alone. I am going to be decorating around Elsa's cave, though why she's living in a cave I still don't understand, but anyways. I was just going to finish my town build before I did Elsa's space, so I know how much space I will have. For this week's Dream Snap, I put this little picnic area here, and ended up keeping it, because I loved the way it all looks, and think it's a really cute detail. The last area to show you, which you probably saw when we entered the forest, is my Beauty and the Beast build. I don't have every much done here either, as I'm still planning things out and keep changing my mind, but it is started at least. It's funny to think that I started the game when the Beauty and the Beast update came out, so Belle and Beast were the newest characters. Now we have over 30. What do you guys think of my forest so far? Here in the Frosted Heights, I don't have very much decorated since I don't know how to decorate this biome. I really only have the Arendelle Castle, and these frosted willow trees, which I really love. Across the bridge at the cave where you meet Olaf, oh gold chest. Give me 1 second while I collect that. Sorry, as I was saying, at the cave where you meet Olaf, I put 2 of the frosted willow trees around the entrance, because I thought it was really nice look and makes the cave a little more mysterious and hidden. I kept the well pretty much where it starts. Over here in the corner, I have the Valley Visit Hub, which I have tried to decorate around, but this is the best I can do for now. Next to that I have Christoph and Goofy stalls, so I can easily purchase whatever I need. Lastly, I have my ice rink that was inspired by Elsirain. I still have more to do, but I like what I have thus far. In my glade of trust I'm trying to build a garden-like biome with the hedges and walls. I am working on building more of these planters with the white and black flowers, because I love the most of all the planters, and think they suit the vibe I'm going for the best. I paired the Cinderella benches with it, because they are the best for the garden build here. Using the hedges and the Hercules arch, I made a hidden nook for my well and the flowers, which I really like. Over here I have Ursula's house, hidden in the back of the glade. I'm slowly working on building her own area here using the crumbling walls. I just wanted to finish the first side of the glade. As a different idea than any I've ever seen, I decided to put my orchard over here in the far side of the glade that I never came to unless I was coming to mine. I used the hedges and the trellis to make an area for the resources to spawn and the mining node. I haven't done anything in this back corner yet, though now that Tiana is coming I am thinking of putting her house here. I also haven't done anything with the little Our Mother Gothel lives on, because I really don't want to decorate it, and I hate the fact you can't move her house, because it is a part of the willow tree here. I put the haunted mansion back here to be like the focal point of the garden area I am building, and I have the great dragon statue, Eric's statue, and Goofy stall as little features within my garden to liven up the area. Using the ancient tile path to cover the muddy ground and the Mulan lanterns, I really love how this all starting to look. Next, here in my sunlit plateau, I have started building a theme park here on this side. I placed the pretzel stand and I think it's a hot dog stand over here to be the food stalls of the theme park. On the other end I only have Woody's house and the Ferris wheel, because I first want to lay all my pathing down, before I figure out where to place my rides, and which rides I'm going to use in general. In the elephant graveyard, I used the bamboo walls to hide all the bones, which I saw someone do in a video here on YouTube, but I can't remember who that was. I like how I can still get behind them if anything spawns there, like the night thorns or vanilla. I just don't know what else to do with this spot now that it's empty. On the other side of the bridge, I only have the well, Pride Rock and Nola's waterfall. And I think that's all I'm going to have here. Though I am swapping all the trees for the moss trees, because I like the way they look here, unless they add more characters that I suit the plateau as well. Here in my Forgotten Lands, I actually have a little narrative story going on. So when the forgetting began to take over, in an attempt to slow it down, the villagers began to cut down the tree so they wouldn't turn out like the one the treehouse is in, but obviously that plan didn't work. Now that I'm here to help with the forgetting fairy godmother is working hard to make the Forgotten Lands beautiful again. So she used the cut down trees to make a nice fence, and put in the planters and the benches, everything she can to try and make it look inviting to the other villagers. I used the Nightmare Castle as the Forgotten's home instead of the Dark Castle in the other realm, because I think this makes more sense, and so she lives up here with Fairy Godmother and Jack. Then I have Fairy Godmother's home, which is the most lively area, because she is working hard, and her good magic negates the dark magic of the forgetting in a way. So she gets the iron fence and hedges and Cinderella bed to make her area seem the most inviting and warm. I also believe that Simba asked her to help protect the Dreamlight trees, so what happened with Scar and the Forgotten would never happen again, to which she happily agreed. Lastly, I have Jack here in the back corner, because that was where the Halloween tree spawned after I collected all the nesting dolls. I like to think with all his experiments, his helping Fairy Godmother in her endeavors to fix the Forgotten Lands, and since they both love pumpkins, that's where all the pumpkin decorations come from. On Ancient's Landing, and Eternity Isle as a whole, I don't have a lot of decorations, because I want to finish the valley first before I do anything here. I also want more than 4 characters living here.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody is left behind or forgotten.
But as you can see, I have the Stitch Bundle house here, because I wanted to see what it looked like. That is another thing I use the Isle for, testing the houses to see if I like them or not. Over on the island that leads to the hidden door, I kept Eve here, but moved Wall-E over the minute I could. I don't know how to decorate this area, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. On the Overlook, inspired by my brother who also plays, I started building a small sitting area with my house here. At the top of the stairs, I have the Corona Castle, since I wanted to see what it looks like and to fill in this area. For the courtyard, I used the hedges again, since I love them, and the Hercules pavilions to make my own maze-like area. I have the music area here. And the well hidden behind on the other side. This path leads down to where the time-bending table is, and then I have a sitting area at the front. On the other side is just an open area, and then back here, I have the gas station, and all the cars, since I didn't know where else to put them. The first part of the glittering dunes is where I have the extra buildings that I really like, but have nowhere to put in the valley, so I left them here until I can figure out what to do with them. Up in the oasis, I have started building a vineyard like the one I saw the decorista do, but I haven't gone very far yet and am trying to figure out how to make it my own. As you can see, I have Scar and Vanellope's houses here, because I don't know what to do with them, so I just placed them here so they were out of the way. Lastly, I started building my own city core build here, much like I saw El Sirene do, but I only have Remy's and Scrooged here for now, along with the fountain that I originally had in my peaceful meadow. Finally, in the wild tangle, I have the casita placed here since I thought it worked well while I started working on the orchard in this area in front of the house. The last place I have to show you is down here in the lagoon. I started building my own Chinese village. I know it makes sense to move Mulan here, because her house would suit the style here, but I want to keep her in the valley. But that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think, and if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. I hope everyone stays well, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. Bye.